Live fitter and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Kohler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Kohler.
Hi, team. I'm Fitz Kohler, one of your race announcers and host of the Buffalo Marathon Show, powered by the Fitzness Show. We're so happy you guys are joining us. We have so much to chat about. The very big Memorial Day weekend ahead of us. It couldn't get any more exciting. Buffalo is one of those weekends where I look forward to. I count the second it's over. I try to be happy about all the fun I had, but then I instantly get a little bit sad, and then I start counting milliseconds until it comes back again. So we're almost there. We've made it. I survived. You survived. This is the deal with our show tonight. It's live, and you're going to be interacting with the big deals of the Buffalo Marathon. Our race directors are here. We are going to answer all of your questions. We're going to go in order of the weekend. So we're going to start on Friday activities, then go to Saturday's activities, and then go to Sundays. If you have a question, we want to hear it. If you have a comment, we want to see it. However, save your question. If it's a marathon question, save it for the latter half of the show when we start talking about that race specific, so I don't forget it, because I'm doing it all here. I'm hosting and producing, and have mercy on me. But I see so many of you are logged in. While I introduce our muckety mucks, what I want you to do is introduce yourself, tell us where you're coming from, and what races you're running this weekend. And I'm going to start with the other race announcer. That's right, the other half of Team Noisy, Mr. Rudy Novotny.
Hi, Fitz. I'm the other race announcer. Indeed.
Right. It's me and you. I'm the other one to the you, right?
The junior poobah here to serve.
That's right. And if people don't know this, I am the grand poobah of
You are.
Marathon. I've got the big hat. I've been doing it longer. We brought Rudy in 2019, and he's been killing it since. Junior poobah, the best in the land.
Well, thank you very much. Another weekend, another marathon, and this is a biggie and super fun weekend. I can't wait to get things started.
Look what just happened. We got a Team Rudy there. Are you picking sides, Darius?
Darius.
All right.
We love you. Go ahead.
Here we go with our muckety mucks. We've got race director number 1, Rich Clark.
Everybody, how are you? Hey, I got a question. If we brought Rudy in 2019, how long have you been here?
I think I came in 2016.
It's been that long already.
Yeah.
It's flown by. Time flies. Huh?
I'm still waiting for you guys to put on 2 events a year.
Yeah, that's the only complaint we have about you guys is just one event. Come on.
Where would we put the other event on at?
November, December.
No, where?
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo?
Yeah, Buffalo. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm okay with that. I'd do it.
You are race director number 1. Here's the other race director number 1, Greg Weber. Hello.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? I've got all kinds of things that I've been watching going on. First off, you two don't know Darius Blackbird will be at the VIP party.
Good. Okay, so
he can bring team Rudy to that party.
no, should I give Darius a pinch for being Team Rudy? I bet his wife Star is Team Fitz, so that kind of evens things out.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. She might be Team Rudy too. Everybody is. Okay. Listen, let's take a pause and say hello to our athletes coming in from all the way from New York. Hello, Jerry Lynn. We've got OH, Rochester. First marathon. Very exciting.
Nice. Yeah.
Paul is coming. Oh, from I got so excited. I was like, he's from Greece. Greece, New York. Is that a thing? Is that a real place?
Yeah, we might have somebody from Greece this year too. Greece.
I bet we do. We've got all the people from all the places. Lots in New York here. Peoria, fun.
We have 17 countries this year.
17 countries.
Is that right? Wow.
17 countries and 46 states this year.
All right. There we go. I got to ask, who hasn't shown up?
Well, it's like Hawaii, Montana, maybe Alaska, and New York.
No, you definitely have New York.
New York. To see if Rudy was paying attention.
I'm still thinking Hawaii because all we need to do is make one call and we'll get the RRCA people from Hawaii in. But there's
it'd be cold here for them.
Michael from Event Hub lives in Hawaii. He should be here.
Yeah, what's going on with this?
New
Basically
York.
what we need to do is find exactly which states are not represented and then have all of our athletes shame them. Shame on you,
Well,
Montana.
we're sold out, so nobody's coming anyway. So
Right.
But we want them-
Exactly.
we want that whole state to feel major guilt so it doesn't happen again next year. Okay, so Arlette, we can do that again. I can do the finish line with you. We've got Peter, hello. A lot of OH. I like the OHs. And on the other side of the computer, he's yelling, IO. Hello from Jerlyn. Oh, we've got Pennsylvania. It's always in the Northeast. And look at our Canadians.
Yay.
The driving. And Fitz, just so you know, I was talking to somebody today who was telling me about a women's triathlon in Naples, Florida. And I said, well, if they need help, and then they said, I'm going to advance your name to this. So maybe we'll get involved in a try down in Naples.
Oh, we love that. I love people.
In October.
That sounds fantastic. I love announcing triathlon. Rudy does as well, right, Rudy?
Absolutely. Do it.
Do it. That's right.
How many of these people are heart-to-heart runners?
Oh my gosh. Well, that'll be the next question. If you're a heart-to-heart runner, speak out. We got Minnesota. Hopefully that guy, Derek, will go from Buffalo to Fargo, and I'll see him there the following week. Okay, I'm going to keep going, but let's start talking about what we have in store, gentlemen. We've got a big weekend. Rich, Greg, are you guys ready?
Totally
yes,
ready.
no.
Well, yes.
I'm ready.
I'm
Half of us
ready.
are ready.
I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Rapid
Really?
Belize. Awesome. It's going to be really cold here for you.
We love that. Okay, so should we start? Oh, before we get started with the actual info, athletes, look into my eyes, right? We say, what color are my eyes? Everybody look. Now that you know, there is an athlete guide at buffalomarathon.org. It has all of the answers. So if you think, what time does the race start? Or where do I park? Please do not email these gentlemen. They will be doing nothing but putting out fires and setting up a world-class event between now and then. Please do your due diligence. Go to buffalomarathon.org. Look at that athlete guide. It's incredibly thorough. Everything's there. This show will be available for replay. So if you forget something, you can just watch this over and over, like around the clock, because what's more fun than us around the clock on your big flat screen? But yeah, do that. Try not to be abusive of the race directors, and we can all get along, right?
Well, the race directors have just learned, one of us have learned how to say no very well. So know very well and don't make it my problem.
Okie dokie. So let's start at the start. Greg, let's talk about Friday activities.
Well, I mean, I think the start is about 6:45 on Thursday morning. Rudy lands. Or no, we've determined it's 10:45 now. So the announcers fly in on Thursday, Team Rudy and Fitz. And then Friday, we are starting with our Friday. We've actually got an adjustment that happened today. Our street party we've run into a couple of snags. So the party is actually going to be at Soho, inside of Soho this year. But it will be culminated with fireworks, and there will be live music at Soho. And, we're looking to pack that place. So we invite everybody to come down for their drink specials at happy hour at 5 and 6. And their food is phenomenal, and it's going to be a great time.
So Soho Friday night, everybody's invited.
Yeah.
And when is I forget the name of it, the thing where you run and you clean up?
Plogging event. You're getting ahead of yourself. We were talking about Friday. Oh, that's right. Plogging was Friday. You are totally right. Apparently one of us on here didn't read the guide. Plogging is Saturday at 11:30.
All right.
We moved it, and last year we had 38 or 40 people in plogging. I checked a little while ago. We had 100 people registered. So
wow.
It's gaining popularity.
Okay.
And for those people who don't know, plogging is started in Sweden, and it's a concept where you go out and walk or run for 2 or 3 miles, nice and easy, and pick up trash along the course and beautify the city as you're doing it.
That's so nice. I feel like I should invite people to plog in my house. Like maybe plog through my kitchen.
Will you give them a free shirt?
For sure. I've got a ton of shirts. Are you kidding? You could plug in my bathroom. I got shirts. Anyways, it's just a suggestion. Nobody has to take me up on that immediately, but if you'd like to, let me know. All right. So Friday night we have party. What time does the party start Friday night?
Well, happy hour starts at 5, really probably 6 till 9. Fireworks are at 9:15. Our pyro technician and extraordinary guy who does all the shows in Western New York promised he's going to make it one to remember. So that's going to be off the roof, the parking garage right down from Soho. I mean, last year it was pretty spectacular for 15 minutes. And Matt has a tendency to outdo himself every year because he knows I love fireworks and he will not disappoint me.
So fantastic. Is there a cover charge to the party?
No cover charge.
And is there an age requirement? Do you have to be 18 to come in to Soho?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not think, because they also serve dinner, I don't think Jay has an age requirement to get into Soho, but you won't be able to drink if you're not 21.
Okay. So athletes and their families and their friends. Is there anything you'd like to add on Friday?
I would like to thank Jay because we ran into this snag and Jay stepped up and said, let's bring him to Soho. And he said, we'll make it right. We're going to kick off summer. And I said, okay, let's do it. And we'll bring the fireworks and we're going to have a good time on Friday night. Anybody who was there last year knows it's a good time, right on the street. And so we do have live music, so it's good.
And folks, if you're coming along alone, don't be shy. Show up, put on your cool jeans and come out to the party. And all the runners want to meet each other. So this is the opportunity for you to get to know everybody else and make some friends. So I hate if somebody comes in alone and then they sit in their hotel lonely all weekend.
Yeah, definitely it's within walking distance of all of the major hotels downtown. And the other thing we're going to do this year is last year we hosted our VIP party for our sponsors and vendors on the rooftop of Soho, and that was a private event. This year, the VIP party, instead of going from 6 to 9, is going to go from 6 to 8. And the last hour with the music upstairs is going to be open to the public. So you can come up and talk to you two. You can talk to, Rich is going to be off site at that point. You can talk to me, any of the people on the committee. You can ask questions. You can meet the board. You know, if that's what you're into, it's a lot of fun. I mean, everybody's very friendly. We have a great team.
And then will there be dancing?
Pardon?
Well, I wanted to know, will there be dancing, Greg Weber?
Will there be a dancing Greg Weber or will there be dancing? Question mark, Greg Weber.
Let's start with, will there be dancing?
There has been known to be some dancing.
And then the other question, will there be a dancing Greg Weber?
There is a person in my life who has convinced me I can at least fake dancing.
Bravo to that.
Yeah. So you can tell her I might have been dancing because Kathy will not be there till Sunday.
Okay, I like that. If anyone wants to dance with me, I'll dance. What's up, Rich? You were saying something.
I was going to say you probably wouldn't see me there at 9:00 anyways because I have to be up to close roads at 3:30.
Okay, we will miss you. Greg and Rudy will dance extra hard in your absence.
Yeah, that'll happen.
If there's no video, it doesn't count.
We'll make it happen.
All right, really
will be there. There will be video.
Okay, are we going to Saturday morning now?
You're hosting the show.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's on board. We're going to go to Saturday morning. While we're going to Saturday morning and watching the show, let us know if you've run Buffalo before, and if so, how many times. We want to hear I'm a 10 times Buffalo runner, or just pick a number and let us know in the comment section. All right, so Saturday morning, where do we start?
We start at the 5K on Saturday morning, 5K run, 5K walk. This year it's presented by Kaleida, our premier sponsor, and that race starts at 8. And the walks this year, instead of lagging 15 minutes behind, is only going to start 5 minutes later. And the important question that has come up from everybody who hasn't looked at the guide is, when is packet pickup for the 5K? And it is 6:30 on Saturday morning before the race. And the important thing that we can go on here too is, in the last 2 years since the tragic cop shooting, we started a food drive at the request of one athlete who sent us an email and said, why don't you do a food drive, amongst other things? And Nikki hosts it. She brings the volunteers. And in the last 2 years, we've collected, I think it's 45 or 50,000 pounds of food. We are doing the food drive again this year. So bring non-perishables, both to the 5K and the Expo. There will be bins from Feed Western New York. And hopefully we'll get another 20 or 30,000 pounds this year. We'll just keep it rolling.
So folks, bring some non-perishables. Drop it off at the Expo. So the packet pickup is at the convention center, correct?
Packet pickup is at the convention center on the first floor. And the beauty this year, and you guys will see it, you saw part of it last year, the convention center for the first time, Rich, since 2019 when Rudy showed up, is there's no construction in front of the convention
Yay!
center. It's done, finally. We've waited a long time. We don't think it had anything to do with Rudy coming in 2019. But, we don't know. There's been a certain point in time where Rudy couldn't remember that. So, so it is. We're very excited because access into the convention center is going to be far easier for everybody. Moving around on the sidewalks will be far easier. So it's going to be a much better race experience for everybody.
So repeat again, 5K start time, and what time is bib pickup?
Bib, go ahead, Rich. You take some of these.
5K run starts at 8 o'clock. 8:05 is the 5K walk, and 6:30 packet pickup inside the convention center, first floor for the 5K.
So perfect. So do not wait until 7:35 to come and show up at the convention center to get your bib. You will have thousands of other people that are trying to get their bib. The earlier you arrive, the smoother your bib pickup will be. So, and then you get your shirt, you might want to go put that back in your car. Parking is available in all sorts of places around town. Correct, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yeah. And just a little housekeeping. Why the 5K runners are at the start line, the 5K walkers will be assembled in the Court Street Plaza, which is right around the corner. As soon as the horn sounds for the 5K, you will call them to the start line, and the 5K walkers will come around the corner. And at 8:05, you'll send them off.
Fantastic. And if you're a part of this event, know that the 5K is the same 5K, same shirt, same medal, same everything. But so many athletes are nervous to participate in a race when they don't run. They go, I can't run. I don't like to run. Okay, who cares? Walk. And so we're just giving folks a special corral to exclusively walk.
To exclusively walk with. And for some of those, there's a couple of other questions that have come up over the last few weeks. There's no gear drop for the 5K, so you have to either wear your shirt or take it back to your car. You can get your kids' bibs for the kids' race and diaper dash at that point. You can do it all at once. We've arranged for that for those people to make it more efficient. And we do have a couple of people, the 5K run sold out a while back, and there were still some spots in the walk. So a couple of people thought they were really smart and would register for the walk, and they're going to run, which is fine. But they're not going to be scored. They will not be in the run results. So they're welcome to run, and we're not stopping them, right? But they're not going to they're going to be walkers that are running at that point. So
fair enough. And folks, come early, not only to pick up your bib, but we have a lot of fun at the start line. Right, Rudy?
Yeah. Hey, Rich, would you take us through the 5K course for people who maybe haven't run it before? Just a general description, any inclines to be concerned about, or any suggestions for how that should be run?
Run fast and don't slow down.
Oh, jeez. Well, I thought I'd ask anyway.
It's honestly, it's really pretty.
Yeah, I saw another softball. I saw that one coming.
It's honestly really pretty flat. It's a great course to PR on. It's a great course to do your best walk on. We have an aid station just past 1.5 miles. The last 3/4 of a mile has a gentle downhill. Once you enter Niagara Square, you can actually hear Team Noisy at the finish line. So, at that point, you are two corners, 2 left-hand turns from the finish. So it's a really fast course. So
nice.
Thank you.
Nice. So
you'll run past the oldest tree in Buffalo for people who haven't been downtown. They can look on our interactive map and pull up the oldest tree.
Yeah, you'll run by the Theodore Roosevelt Historic Site there, which is, I believe it's a national park, if I'm not mistaken. Lots of things to see on that course, so it's really nice. Nice neighborhood going up Franklin. It's a pretty nice area.
So we want everyone to enjoy the course, but most importantly, when you get to the finish line, we require big celebrations, whether you put your hands up or you go like that at the finish line for our photographers. Whatever you got on you, bring it. But we don't allow anyone to look at their watch with a grouchy face at the finish line, correct? Isn't that instant disqualification?
I was actually thinking puking on the timing mats at the finish line, or the finish line sticker. That's a disqualification.
Yeah, don't puke. Specifically, don't puke on any of us.
Yeah.
That's a DQ.
Yes, that's a given.
Okay. So after the 5K, after all of our athletes cross the finish line with their hands up, they get their beautiful medal. The expo is open. What time is the expo on Saturday?
It opens at 9 and is open till 6. And we encourage everybody to visit every vendor that is there and stop. We've got a couple little surprises in the expo. I think one of them, I don't think I'm talking out of school, is Kim has had cornhole boards created with Buffalo Marathon on them, and her daughter decorated them. And there's going to be some other games that kids can play, and we're just trying to make it a good time for everybody. But last year we had a signing wall that everybody could sign. A lot of people did that. This year we followed the tact of some other races, and we've actually produced a photo backdrop with everybody's name in the race on it, which is actually nice because all the races sold out in time for me to get everybody's name on that backdrop. So I'm going to say, I believe everybody's name should be on that backdrop. I know there's one missing, so that's going to be the person who's looking for their name. So.
Well, one of the things I love is on social media when you get the people just like right next to their name, the picture of their face and their name. It's so cute. Such pride, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I should have put them in alphabetical order?
No, let's just stay with random. I can see it now.
Good Lord. Maybe
next year. Okay, so 5K, big fun. Everyone's going to go to the expo. This is our only expo day. This is the day you pick up your bib and your shirt and you do the shopping. Do they need identification to pick up their bib? And can they pick up for a friend? And if so, what do they need to be able to pick up for their friend?
Yes, and yes. The expo's open. They need ID to get their bib and their shirt, and they need a copy of their friend's ID if they're going to pick up that shirt. We have also added a shirt exchange at the post-race party that people will go and be able to exchange their shirts. And we're in talk right now. I don't know how our volunteer director, Peggy, is doing it. We've talked about possibly selling anything left over at the post-race party. That may be a possibility if people want to buy extra shirts, but there is definitely an exchange option there. It's very critical at this point that people understand when they signed up, they selected a size that was based on our inventory. That is the size they are going to get. They can't say, I lost weight, I need a small, because everybody has picked a size and we are sold out. And if everybody shows up, which, 10% normally don't? But if everybody were to show up, they're going to get this. We want them to get the size they selected. So don't give the volunteers a hard time. They're there helping, but understand that's one of the reasons you can't be doing shirt exchanges at packet pickup.
Nice. And if they want to pick it up for their brother, they just need a copy or maybe a photo of that brother's ID on your phone.
Yeah, that will work. And the other thing that we added this year, we added it back. We added two things back. One is Sunday morning, there is a gear drop on the first floor of the convention center for the ones in the fall, because that question will probably be coming. And the other thing we've added for people for late, we stopped Sunday morning pickup during COVID and stuff. We've added that back in. The key thing for anybody on this call or that watches the recording to understand on the Sunday morning bib pickup is first floor of the convention center. It is bib only. Your shirt will be picked up at the shirt exchange at the post-race party afterward. our goal, we have 45-minute window to give out bibs. And the goal is to get people in and get them out and get them to the start line. And I ended up doing it by accident last year when we didn't have a Sunday morning pickup. And it is not a fun experience when people do not have their bibs on Sunday morning. So we're going to have 2 people or 3 people in there handing out bibs. So if you're registered, not just handing them out, because there's those people too begging for them.
Got it. Got it. That's good pointers. And again, folks, be kind to the volunteers. Sometimes people show up and they're like, it's about me right now. I need you to accommodate me. And there are rules set in place for a reason. So I know everyone listening will be kind and polite. Okay. So
our volunteers are the best. So
they are wonderful indeed. Krista wants to know, what kind of vendors should they expect at the expo?
There should be on our website, and I think maybe in the guide, a list of a lot of the vendors. You should be able to go out and look at them, but there are running stores, sunglass stores. I think there's IV therapy. They run the gambit. Health stores, Buffalo Swag stores. There might be a couple of chiropractors. There's I think 45 or 50 different vendors. So forgive me, I can't. Yeah, good point. Runners Roost are our sponsor of our pace teams, an official running store is there, and we'll have a huge presence, our own merchandise store. So yeah, there's a big presence there, and buy stuff from them. They help to support the race, and we need everybody here to help support them.
Yeah, even if everybody just goes by and buys a sticker from one vendor, it impacts. There's a big
it all does provide, and it brings them back year after year.
Oh, and let's not ignore the fact that the official merch has been incredible for the past few years. And there's some things I'm excited to get my hands on. So folks, when you get to the expo, go straight to official merchandise because it disappears very, very quickly. And it is good. It's a type of gear you want to wear year round.
Yeah, Joe has done a very good job, and he's got some extra stuff coming, so it should be good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the races. We finished the 5K, had lots of hoopla. People go back into the expo. Next up would be our kids mini marathon, correct? So what time does that start? And when can people pick up the bibs for their children?
Go ahead, Rich. You can go through the protocol for the kids race since you've taken over.
Well, I don't have the time of the actual packet pickup because I don't have the guide in front of me, but I know
it's
the first
9:45.
So 9:45. I know that the first race starts at 10:30, and then approximately 15 minutes after that, we start our second race, and then approximately 15 minutes after that, we start our third race. Something we implemented new this year, not only does your child get their race bib, but attached to the race bib are 2 wristbands that are for the person who is with that child. So you can take 2, you can put 1 on either adult, whatever your choice, and that is protocol so that when you go to retrieve your child after the finish line, they can go ahead and make sure that the number on your wristband matches the number on the bib, and the wristband is the same color as the bib, making it easier. But what we will do is everyone will meet in the convention center. They'll pick up their bibs, and then you'll see people holding large signs, and on those signs, it'll say your age group, and you will meet in that area. And then those volunteers, when it's time, will walk you out to the start line. And then Fitz will go ahead down to the little babies, and she'll get 4 or 5 of them to go at a time. And once we know they've been retrieved by their parents, they will send another 5. Usually with the little kids, though, we allow the parents to run with, behind, carry them, whatever they have to do to get them to the finish line. And then with the little older group, we ask that the parents just sort of stand on the sideline and let them run. And then the oldest group, of course, the 68-year-olds, they pretty much can manage it on their own, but still are being collected at the finish line using the same colored wristband as the bib. Quick summary there.
And if somebody does not collect their child, I get to keep the child.
Geez, here we go.
Yeah, if you want to babysit for the rest of Saturday afternoon because the parents are at a brewery.
Right.
I do. I love it.
They're having a sandwich and saying, boy, these people are amazing. They thought of everything.
Or why is it so quiet at lunch?
Right, exactly.
Listen, something.
How many age groups do we have? How many separate waves do we have for the kids?
Can I take that, Rich?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I have the schedule here. At 10:30, we have our wave of 3 years old and under. So if you're not participating at all in the kids' races because you don't have any kids or they're not with you, show up because this thing is flipping adorable. It will just fill your heart up with joy and make you laugh a lot. 10:30, anyone 3 and under, the walkers, the toddlers. 10:45 is age groups 4 and 5-year-olds. And at 11 a.m., it's 6 to 8-year-olds.
Got it. You got it. Thank you.
And Rich kind of touched on it. I mean, for people who are doing their first kids race, the kids are sent in waves. It's, controllable waves. It's not mass exodus. There's about 130 or 140 kids in each group. I mean, we try to keep it down in size just because, and then the entire area they're running in, for anybody who's concerned, is barricaded. The kids are put inside a barricade. They're not out running in traffic and playing in traffic. So we reserve that for some of the volunteers at the finish line.
So much fun. Okay, so that should end around 11:15 or so. Next up, we have our diaper dash presented by John R. Oshai Children's Hospital. Packet pickup for that, 10:30 to 11:15. Parents, I think you're going to have to escort your babies for that. They're not going to be able to handle packet pickup or their driver's license or anything. And then our diaper dash begins at 11:30 a.m.
Right, and just to touch again, the kids packets diaper dash can be retrieved during the 5K packet pickup. There will be people there for that. So diaper dash, still one of my favorite events. I mean, the kids race is great. Love the diaper dash. I'm on my 3rd grandbaby now, and Alyssa will be competing in her first diaper dash this year. So that'll be I know all the kids have been practicing, so they are pumped and ready to go. It's one of the best events of the year. So,
And Greg, tell them all about your mat, your 26.2 foot mat.
So the diaper dash, brief history. My daughter called us, I don't know, and while my granddaughter is 5, so she probably called me 6 or 7 years ago and said, "Dad, I saw this diaper dash race. You got to do it." Told me what it was. I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then she got pregnant. I said, "Okay, time for it." So we produced carpeting with logos on it, and there are 8 lanes. So we lined the kids up, and now we are back to a full finish line with no construction. So we have all 8 lanes, and it is put right at the finish line, and it is 26.2 feet in honor of 26.2 miles. So the baby will get a medal, first or second, because they may have competed last year, and they will get a little terry cloth bib that they can use as a commemorative takeaway. And the beauty of this is it's sponsored by Children's Hospital, and it's free for everybody who registered. Even the other kids race is free as well. And they were the first 2 they're free, but they were the first 2 to sell out, right, at capacity, which was in February. And we opened registration on June 1st. Everybody with a child that wants to run could register on June 1st for free and have their spot secured, as opposed to calling us on May 1st saying, "Billy wants to run." That's nice. We don't have a medal for Billy. Also on the kids race, they do have official bibs. They have official bib numbers, and those bibs and pictures will be available on Marathon Photo. So the kids' photos will be available. Diaper dash photos, take your own because they don't have bib numbers. But the other kids will be available on Marathon Photo to look up for commemorative photos.
And is it Marathon Photos with an S.com?
It's PH, yeah, PHOTO. And there's QR codes in the guide to help get you there, and there's links on our website to help you get to those Saturday finishers pictures and Sunday finishers pictures.
Hey guys, we had a question pop up about the distance for each of the kids' runs.
The 3 and under is 1.5 miles. So.
Yeah,
I was going to go a little longer.
Yeah.
3 and under, I'd say about 25 meters at most.
Okay.
4 and 5-year-olds, more like 50 meters roughly. And then the 6 to 8-year-olds, more like 75 to 90 meters, depending on how far back I push them for the start line for the older kids.
Okay.
If they're being rambunctious, I push them back a little further.
For Americans, that's like 150 to 200 feet, 250 to 300 feet, maybe 450 to 500 feet. But it's
doable by all of them.
It's not about the distance. It's about the faces and the parents and the grandparents and
being part of the event. Yep.
Yeah, and they're very doable. I'm the only mom in this group, I think, and as a mom, I would totally approve of my 3-year-old running this distance. And yeah, and
And all
again,
those kids get medals too, and they get goodie bags from the other sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods. They have tote bags they'll get, and I think there's water bottles going in it, as well as a bunch of snacks from Tops, who is the official grocery store of the marathon. So everybody's getting swagged out here. It's one of the things we're proud of and what people get.
all right, so racing has been done. We are all in bliss from the cuteness in the afternoon, and then we have our pasta party. Tell us about the pasta party, Greg Weber.
Wait, I think
you
I think
missed.
we missed.
Yeah, you missed something.
Yeah, you missed
11:30. 11:30.
11:30?
Don't you have it in front of
What's
you?
what's the one thing that's as cute or cuter than the
We
diaper
just
dash?
talked about the diaper
no,
dash.
No, Rudy, no, that's
No.
not happening. No, that's not
Oh,
happening.
no, it's not. We're not doing it.
Oh, okay.
But we do have the plogging run,
The
which we were
plogging
talking
run.
about.
Okay, plug away. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so the plogging run starts at 11:30, right at the finish line, and that's where everybody is going to gather and will get their shirts and stuff for the plogging run. So that will be, they'll have their own photo op and everything. Yeah, so Rudy will. And then for anybody who's unaware, I mean, we have a dog race, and this year the dog race is on pause, PAWS, and until we had some other things we had to take care of. So we set the dog race aside. We have not eliminated it. We're just giving it a little hiatus right now.
Yep.
And note the plogging is not in the schedule of the athlete guide. So I'm glad you brought it up. People will have to look for it. No, I've got page 12 open.
I think via email, Greg told the guy in charge that it was at 1:00. So I got to go back and look at my email to remind him it's at 11:30.
Yeah.
1:00.
Are you saying there's some human error? There was one flaw this weekend and we found it?
We're not, yeah. And my daughter, I think, is watching in the other room, and she's the one who does the guide. So she may already have it corrected online. So. So, yeah, it's a good Saturday morning. It's all about family. It's all about fun. I mean, it's for me personally, anybody who has done an endurance event, half marathon, triathlons, it takes away a lot from the family. I mean, it's really a selfish act when it comes down to it, the training that's involved. So this is an opportunity for the family to get back together and spend some time together and have a good time.
Man, it's a perfect opportunity. Go.
And just be aware, I've told the volunteers for the kids events that they are to tell their parents when they finish that they are supposed to go get ice cream.
Oh, nice.
Boom. Boom. Yeah. Rich Clark says,
Be careful when you don't let us hold
You
your
should have seen
kids
the parents'
for a while.
faces last year when I was telling the kids at the starting line. They're like, what?
Anybody who
happens
finishes
when you
with a medal gets ice cream.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get a free race. You get evil race directors messing with the parents.
No, what would be evil is if we hopped them up on the ice cream before the run and then sent them.
Right, exactly.
Strategy. They might do that to spite us. Okay, I'm going to move everybody along to the pasta party.
The pasta party's at 3:30 to 6. It is open to the public. It is $25, which is way less than what it costs to put on. And at the pasta party this year, we are going to have speakers from Western New York Heroes who provide therapy dogs for veterans. Last year, we were introduced to Western New York Heroes through Hope Rises, another charity that helps us during the race. And with Hope Rises and with the marathon, we were able to sponsor 2 therapy dogs last year for veterans, and we plan to do it again. And Chris and team are going to be there to share their experience. And I can tell you, when I went to give them and do a check presentation and they shared what they do and gave me a tour of the facility, and I met one of the veterans and one of the dogs, and it is very, very moving. It really is. I would encourage, if you can still sign up for the pasta party right now, it's online, it's $25. Go to buffalomarathon.org, register. I would encourage you to come. It's at the Hyatt. They do a great job. I was actually at the Hyatt, and they were saying, it says in here only one time through the line, and the chef doesn't want to do that. They said that they want to eat, let them eat. And I'm like, that's how I feel about it. So the chef at the Hyatt is preparing. There will be vegan-free options or gluten-free options. So it's a good time over there.
It's wonderful. We've done it the past couple of years and really enjoyed it. And then Rudy and I have some fun time of our own at the Hyatt bar from 5:30 to 7:30. We are hosting our Team Noisy happy hour. And who's invited, Rudy?
Anybody, the friends and friends of friends and their friends and friends of their friends of friends.
That's right. We want all of the friends, especially the noisy people.
Right.
You can come, Greg. You can come.
I can come, but I have a question.
Let's hear it.
I heard a rumor that you are going to be doing one of those coyote ugly or whatever that bar dancing on top of the bar. Is that true?
Rudy is definitely doing the coyote.
Well, you're the ballroom dancer, Fitz. I thought you would be up there shaking the moves.
Ballroom,
I could.
not coyote.
I could. Let me ask, do I get
Coyote
fired?
ugly, right?
Do I get fired if I coyote ugly our party?
Not by us.
Okay.
You may not be staying at the Hyatt.
Not by us.
All right. I'm going to leave the shaking of
Rich
the things.
will be there and I won't fire you.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, we want everybody to come. It's just to hang out. Nothing special. Have a drink. Don't have a drink. We don't care. We just like meeting our athletes. And pro tip, this is how you get some extra loving on race morning. Because when we know you, we have the opportunity to pour some personalized love on you at the start and finish line. And, if we could become besties with every last one of our athletes, we would like to do it. And we genuinely care and we're excited for you. So please show up and say hi. Anything else, Rudy?
That's it.
I think it goes from 5:30 to 7. I think it's important because we have to remember it is Saturday and there's that little race going on Sunday morning. And we want everybody to get back to wherever their hotel room is or home to rest. And so it's a good idea. You're going to carb load. You come at 3:30, 4 o'clock, listen to Western New York Heroes, go down and meet Fitz and Rudy. And if I circle all the way back to Friday and the VIP party, the first 2 hours will be closed, but the last hour of the VIP party on the rooftop at Soho will be open. People can also come meet you then too on that rooftop because you guys, I hope, will still be there at that point. So yeah, it's all good. All good, yeah. But we want to get people home and in bed and hydrate from now until Sunday.
That's right.
Hey, back to the pasta party. Are there separate sittings? I'm sorry if this had been mentioned, or it's just it's wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open. Starts at 3:30. Come, eat, leave, whatever you want.
Okay, so I'm going to kick it into high gear and launch straight into Sunday morning because we have a lot to cover. So, folks, I've seen that a few of you have had questions regarding the marathon or half marathon. Can you re-ask it now? I have about 400 comments here. And if you have Sunday questions, we will answer them as we go along. So, race start time. Give us a parking image because people always ask about parking. So, who wants to cover that?
If you go in the athlete guide and you look through it thoroughly, you will find all the parking locations throughout the city of Buffalo. Lots to get to. Just keep in mind when you're coming down early in the morning that the roads are going to be closing. So please be kind as you enter. If you go anywhere on the east side of Main Street, you will not be anywhere near the race course. So if you're coming from the east, that might be the easiest place to park. But there's surface parking, there's ramp parking, there's loads of parking.
And for people who are unfamiliar with Buffalo, to give you a little geographical, if you're on the east side of Main Street, you are going to be near Big Ditch and that side, the hospital side of the road. You'd be coming off on the 33. That's the side, the east side. West side is all course, which would be closed. And it's easier to get out if you're on the east side.
Yep. Super easy at that point.
Okay. Folks, we touched on this earlier. If you're just tuning in, you can hit rewind or rewatch it when we're done. But there is late packet pickup Sunday morning at 5:30 at the convention center. Do not wait until 6:22 to go get your bib. You will miss all the good stuff at the start line. And then you will be late. And sometimes their timers turn off their equipment and then you won't be timed. So get your bib ASAP. If you're going to be one of those stragglers who is not there Saturday, Get there at 5:30 to get your bib. Don't dawdle with this stuff because sometimes it becomes a sad situation. So early bib pickup, 5:30 a.m. Sunday. And then where do we go for the start line? What time does the race start?
Race starts at 6:30 promptly. Everyone's going to meet in Niagara Square. That'll be the central meeting place. You'll find all the porta potties there. You'll find a last minute tent for maybe you need Vaseline or whatever you have forgotten. That's going to be a checkpoint where volunteers and security are going to look to see if you have your bib. Once you're in that area and you use the restroom facilities, you're going to head north on Delaware Avenue, right towards Team Noisy's Voices, and work your way up into the area where your pace is. We're going to have our pacers holding signs. We also have pace flags that will determine whether you're running a 5-minute mile or a 15-minute mile. Seed yourself in that area based on those times.
To clarify, we start the half and the full marathon together and the relay, that first leg. So everybody starts at 6:30 and you line up according to your pace. And if you're new to this sport and you think, well, I'm kind of a slow person, but I'm going to line up in front. The reason we don't want you to do that is for safety. If we line everybody up and Rudy yells go, and then the slow people are up front and the faster people are behind them. When we yell go, the faster people kind of slam into the slower people. So we would like things to go according to pace. 6 and 7 minute milers, 8 and 9 minute milers, 10. If you're going to walk, great. We love our walkers. Just start towards the back, and your time doesn't start until you cross the actual start line. So there's no loss for anybody. It's just safety. And if you're further back, then you get to spend more time with Rudy and I.
Please put your bib on the front of you. Very important that it goes on the front of you. This is for our timers. This is for our photographers. This is for race staff. And it's really important. Don't put it on the side. Don't put it on your back. Please put it on your front so we can identify you as someone who is registered for the event. And it helps us give you lots and lots of cheers.
For the first time this year, we changed the bib design, and it was the first time I think we told at the last meeting. The finisher's medal this year was designed by one of the runners in the race in the contest.
Oh, wow.
Paul will be at the VIP party. If you look at the medal, it has a Frank Lloyd Wright overtones to it. There are 7 Frank Lloyd Wright houses in Buffalo. So it's very cool. And we went back to him and we asked him if he would take a shot at the bibs. The bibs follow the same theme. So we've got a new style going on right now with the race. So we're pretty excited about that. And he's done a great job on both. And he's been so gracious to work with.
And right about I was going to say right about mile 18, you'll run by one of the houses that he designed.
Coming out of the zoo. So the one thing I would say as a warning for anybody who hasn't been to Buffalo, and Rudy and his Disney experience at 6:20, we bring fireworks, we bring rockets, red glare, we bring bombs bursting in air. So if you're way in the back, you should be able to see them. If you hear explosions, there are fireworks at 6:20. Don't be alarmed. And if you're within the chute, you're looking down, Matt, again, the guy who's doing the fireworks on Friday, does an incredible job at the start of this race. We really make it a spectacular experience for people. And I would say our fireworks are better than Disney's, but I'm biased.
You know what? I agree with you. It is absolutely intense. You had said 15 minutes. I don't know what you contracted for, but man, last year it just went on and on and on. It was amazing. I'm not overstating. And as someone who's been at Disney for a while, who had been at Disney for a while, yeah, they use a lot of pyro, but man, you guys just lit up the skies. Thank you for that.
That was Friday night. The 15 minutes was Friday night. Yeah. Sunday morning will be Sunday morning. Matt's been doing this for longer than Fitz has been with the race. And every year it gets a little bit longer. Right. He brings more and more and more. And I was talking to him about it today. He goes, I'm going to bring more, but I'll just condense it into a shorter period of time. So he does bring a lot. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. So we have a technical question. It's a good one. Are our athletes allowed to run with handheld water bottles?
Of course they are. Yeah.
Okay. And then are they allowed to accept water bottles from off the course?
Well, you should only be accepting from our aid stations, but sometimes in Buffalo, you might have like family that puts out a table that you might be able to get some aid from, or an orange, or maybe even a shot of Jameson. So just be aware, but you should be using the support from the course, please.
And so let's clarify that, because
let's do that.
Trying to win, USATF rules say
You should be
cannot
using course
win.
support only. You should not be using outside help if you are one of those athletes going for it.
That's right. We just had a big disqualification at the Orange County Marathon OC a couple of weeks ago, where the man who crossed the finish line first of the marathon was disqualified pretty quickly. His father was riding alongside him on a bike, passing him hydration. Doesn't matter if it's water. It doesn't matter if it's tequila. You cannot accept outside assistance of any kind, not a Band-Aid that's not from our medical provider, nothing, if you are trying to win. If you are athlete number 7,000, and I'm normally way back or in the middle, and nobody cares what we do, and I'm certainly prone to grabbing candy from strangers mid-race. But if you think you're going to win or age group, do not.
And we ask that bicyclists stay off our course. You should not be out there pacing runners. It makes for a hazard. We do have bike teams that lead out the race. We do have a bike team that works zones for medical. You will just interfere with the race. So please keep your bicycles, your scooters, any of those things off the course. If you're a spectator, stay on the sidewalks, please, so you're out of the way of athletes.
So, Rich, who's allowed in the start line? Who's allowed in the finish line chute?
Start, finish line are racers only. We will not allow spectators, family members in the start area. They are not allowed in the finish area. You're allowed to be on the outside of the fence surrounding those areas. Please do not go in those areas. You're not wanted.
You're not wanted.
They're surrounded by security. I mean, when you go back to the start, people can run with headphones. That's something we have. But one of our bike team brought up at one of our last meetings, runners run with their head down. You know, Rich has done triathlon for a long time and is always reminded. I did my first triathlon with Rich, and it was always ride with your head up, ride with your head up. So we want to tell the runners, run with your head up. We had a runner that wasn't paying attention and almost crashed into somebody else. So pay attention when you're out there, because it's not only your safety, you'll take somebody else out as well. So
absolutely. I'm getting more questions. Are hydration backpacks and hydration packs allowed as well?
You can use one of those, but just keep in mind you are subject to search when you are entering the start area.
Thank you. Right here, is RaceJoy the only tracking option, or can we be tracked from our bibs? Wondering for the runners who may not carry a phone.
RaceJoy is the only option this year. So if you're not carrying a phone, then you would not be tracked.
Oh, okay. Here's a good question. How far apart are the hydration stations?
So on the front half of the course, they're every 2 miles starting at mile 2, and the back half of the course every mile. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 through 25. You'll see aid stations.
And what is available?
At the aid stations, 3 of them you'll find goo, and all the other aid stations you will find water and Gatorade.
And fully staffed medical teams from Kaleida at every aid station, and the Kaleida teams will also have pickle juice if people are looking for pickle juice.
Oh, I always forget about the pickle juice.
Yeah,
I think we should give them mustard. Let's give them mustard.
Oh, nice.
French fries. How about French fries? How about really
goo flavored mustard or mustard flavored goo?
We have to keep moving because Gonzer's in the wings on the course.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry,
that's
Steve
right.
Gonzer. Also, I do have to point out, whenever anybody has a sip of Gatorade, you're required by law to say, go Gators, and do this thing, even if you're running really fast. So, sorry. Although I don't make the rules, but Gatorade was created for the Florida Gators.
It was.
So. Okay. Someone asked about parking. Mr. Canada, we reviewed that about 10 minutes ago. So look at the athlete guide or rewatch this video. We don't have time to keep going through the same thing, but there's an elevation question. We're going to get there when we bring Steve on. Where are the porta potties, Rich?
Oh, you should find porta potties at every aid station and the relay stations. The majority of them in the morning will be found at Niagara Square. They'll be at the finish line. And for spectators, you have the convention center. You have 17 of them on Court Street, and you've got 13 of them down at the end of Franklin Street.
The best porta potties, the best ones. Stacy Gilden wants to know if she can bring her hydration pack pre-filled. Yes, fill it up with whatever you want to drink, and then you can usually refill it at the hydration stations, correct,
Just
Rich?
remember, subject to search. Yes, you can refill it at stations. You can bring it filled, and then, subject to search.
Do you know which stations have goo?
The top of my head, I think it's 8, 15, and 21, but I'm not 100% positive on all three of those. But I think that's it.
So
They're
that
marked on the map.
Small. They're so small that you could carry your favorite flavor to be safe about it.
And they're marked on the map. If you go to our interactive map and click on Goo, only those 8 stations will show up.
brilliant. I think mile marker 8 is perfect because that's where I start getting hangry. I just 8, mile 8, I need some food. So yeah, excellent choice. Okay, what else would we like to discuss about the course besides the actual course itself?
The only thing that our favorite subject is finishing. Don't grab your baby at the finish chute coming in. We frown on it. It's also a hazard for, we've seen people with babies hold them over their head. We've seen people hit the finish line and collapse. You don't want to be doing that with your baby. So we understand it's a big moment. You want to share it with your kids, but also understand you get your kids in there, then you are taking away from somebody else's big moment behind you that is also celebrating. So this is for you, the athletes. Let's keep it pure and just make it athletes at the finish line.
And quick smile. Update. I was off by 1 mile. It's 8, 14, and 21. Thanks to Steve Gonzer. 8,
Great.
14, 21.
Rudy and I have big rules for the finish line. Of course, just you, only you. But when you come through, take your earbud out because we're going to be saying really nice things to you, right, Rudy?
That's right. They'll get their name stated. We try to bring as many people as possible in by name. And we're just generally talking about wonderful things and congratulating you. And if you got your earbuds in, you're going to miss the whole thing.
Oh, you know what? Wear your earbuds the whole time when you go running alone. But on race day, take in the environment. I mean, even if Rudy and I just shut up, this finish line has a beautiful sound of its own. And if you miss it, you're missing a really special part of race day. So earbuds out. And then, of course, when you cross the finish line, we expect celebrations. And I like this. I'm going to give everyone this one. And I'll do it on race day too. But I like it when you lean in, you point at the camera like you're the boss of this race. Give it a good point. You can do that along the course or at the finish, but it looks really, really good. This is the science now, Rich. I've got all the great poses.
I'm going to do that all weekend when I'm managing out on the course, just pointing at the cameras.
Uh-huh.
The marathon photo is going to be shooting video. So Jay was telling me today that they will have like 15 or 20 seconds of video. They try to get of every runner crossing.
That's great.
Don't
So it should
blow
be
that.
pretty cool.
Don't blow it, man. Finish a marathon,
Really?
half marathon, even relay stuff. That's a big accomplishment. You're crossing, looking at your watch. It's just so wasteful.
Really. So just know if you happen to puke, that special moment will be available to you.
Yeah, not on the mats or the sticker, please.
Yeah. Someone's got to wipe it up.
We have, and just, we know we have Gonzer out there. We know we're already at an hour. The finish line is staffed with a full medical tent. They monitor everything. It's got 20 or 30 doctors in it, ER doctors, and it is fully equipped. Dr. Brian Clemcy does an incredible job. And then just to culminate this, and I think unless Rich has anything to add, we have added more light nutrition to the finish chute, which we didn't have last year for anybody who's kind of crashing. But all the real food and substance, and most importantly, beer, is on the second floor of the convention center at the post-race celebration. That is open to runners, family, friends, anybody. There's no tickets required. It is free to attend, and it is a celebration for your accomplishment. And it's our thank you for choosing Buffalo and doing it. We are not ticket takers. We're not going to give you 2 tickets for 2 pieces of pizza and a half a beer. That's, it's just not the way we roll. So we want you to go up, celebrate, have a good time. We have a huge screen up there streaming the finish line that you can watch. We have a DJ. It's a lot of fun. So and no construction. So it's easier to get into the convention center, and more important for anybody who's done this race in the past, I have been promised this year we are using 2 entrances to the upstairs. The one on the right will be, which was not open last year, will be going up. The one on the left will be going down. The escalators will be running on both of those entrances for the people to get to the second floor. And there's the question. The escalators will be on.
Yes.
So
That
that's
wasn't
what
a
I've been
question.
told.
That's a exclamation. She's like, escalators
Oh,
are
Chris,
on.
yeah, that's Christy Walker from the convention center.
Yeah.
So great. So great. Hey, we all missed something. So shame on all 4 of us.
Yeah.
We forgot to cover bag check. So marathon, half marathon morning. Yes, we do have bag check, folks. Please tell them how they can check their gear so they have dry clothing or something wonderful to wear when they finish their race.
Rich, you want? I mean, their bibs will have their bib number on it, a tear off at the bottom. They will be provided with a clear bag and pack and pickup that should be used to bring their bags to bag check. Bag check is on the first floor of the convention center. They can go in. The bags will be subject to search as they go in. Their tags will be tagged to the bag, and then they can come back and pick them up. If anything is not picked up by, I think there will be signage. It's either 1 or 1:30. It will be either discarded or donated to charity. Please don't ask us 3 days from now if we know where your bag is. There's no lost and found. So come back and get your stuff, and it should be pretty easy. And we hope it's a service to the runners that really need it.
It's a fantastic service. I need to pause real quick to ask Greg, do you have a bunch of pennies on your desk? Because every time you put your hands down, we can hear some jingle jangle.
Well, that's my kids. That's my kids' bracelet that they
Your bracelet. Okay. Curious. Chink, chink, chink. I've been curious all hour.
We put a lot of time into our interactive map. It not only lists the mile markers and where the gels are, it lists highlights with pictures and descriptions around the course. You can click on it, see the Frank Lloyd Wright House and what the oldest tree in Buffalo, what you're going to be running by on the course. I think running is the best way to see a city. It's fabulous. The only other thing I would add to that is when you're at the start line or you're wandering around the federal courthouse, and I still think this is one of the coolest things in Buffalo. The federal courthouse is right across the street from the Statler at Niagara Square. Etched into the windows, if you go up to the federal courthouse, is the Constitution. It's not on our course map. I learned about it after we produced the map. I need to get it added, but I do think it's a pretty spectacular feature. The architecture in Buffalo is incredible. So,
especially on Memorial Day, my fellow patriots would like to go see something honoring the Constitution. That's a nice ad for sure.
And
Red.
to Steve's point, it's supposed to be warm. Don't pass up aid stations. Drink it, everyone.
Hydration starts now. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to kick everyone out. Rich, is there anything you would like to add?
No, just come enjoy Buffalo. Make the best of it. It's a good time.
Excellent. Rudy Novotny?
Can't wait to see everybody. It's going to be another fantastic weekend. Come join us.
All right. Folks, we love you so much. If you have any nerves, get rid of it right now. You're doing athletic adventure. This is what living looks like. There's nobody scary on the course. There's nothing scary on the course. You just left, right until you get to the finish line, and we will be waiting there to celebrate you. And of course, we want to see those cool poses, but we also accept finish line leaps and shouts because those are entertaining for all. And someone asked, where do you get your medals? You get your medals as soon as you cross the finish line. We will have a row of volunteers with a row of medals on their arm, and they will pass you the correct one, and they will give you 14 kisses each, right? Isn't that what our volunteers are passing out this year? 14 kisses on sweaty faces.
Great.
I know.
And free beer is on the second floor of the convention center.
And free beer. Okay, guys, we love you. If you missed anything, just go back to the start and watch it again. You can watch this thing on constant replay between now and race day. That athlete guide, go to buffalomarathon.org. It is there. All of the answers to your questions are there. And remember, these two gentlemen, they're probably not going to sleep till Monday. So please don't email them asking what time does the race start and where do I park? All of that information is there. And we love you and we can't wait to see you. Friday night, let's go. Woo, that was a long one. Hey, folks, I cut out a few pieces of the show because there were some audio issues. That was a course review, but that section is better if you're watching it on video anyways, which you can do at youtube.com/fitzness. But what you guys get in this audio podcast that the video listeners did not get is the song of the week. That's right, because I don't like to end shows without the song of the week. So I asked our race directors what song they would like for you to add to your playlist if you are running Buffalo. And Rich Clark said that he would like for you to add A Beautiful Day by U2, which is adorable because Gary Kutcher from OC Marathon recommended that song last week. And yeah, race day is a beautiful day. So a nice choice. And Greg Weber wanted you to add the song Happy by Pharrell to your playlist, which is also very adorable because what a sweet song, right? They are wonderful men and they have worked tirelessly all year to make this race weekend an extraordinary event. So I hope you enjoy every piece of it, not just the race. Come to the Friday night party at Soho and enjoy the kids' races and the baby races, even if you don't have kids or babies. And enjoy the expo and do some shopping and come to the Team Noisy happy hour for crying out loud because why would you not come to the Team Noisy happy hour? And then, hands up at the finish line or at least do something cool, right? Big smile on your face. And if you want me to run through that finish line with you, maybe we plan it out in advance. Maybe you just catch me while I'm down in the chute. So I love you all. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you click follow on the Fitzness Show and leave me a review. That would make me super happy. And get to work, team. Mwah.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to give the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Kohler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.